Welcome back. Well, there you go, different perspectives on being a man in Nigeria. However, we turn our attention back to the studio to get more reactions and more analysis on this issue. And joining me to do that is Patience Ekioba. She's a gender equality expert. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
There's been so much. I mean, you call it being a man in Nigeria. You've been doing gender equality for over 20 years now. And you came up with this report, being a man in Nigeria. What does it entail to be a man in Nigeria? What were you able to find in that report?
Being a man in Nigeria is a very interesting report. Let me just say that even the choice of masculinity as a team was something that was very exciting for us as an organization. We felt that for the first time we should actually think outside the box. Most of the interrogations we've been having around women, why are women subjugated? Why is there so much inequality? Why is there violence against women? We've always been focusing on women. And we know that to a very large extent, men are seen as the valiant, the enemy. We felt that it would be good to actually look at their own story. I mean, why do they act the way they do? So that curiosity and a desire to actually get to the root causes of gender inequality was what drove us to being a man in Nigeria.
So you talked about going out of the box.
Yeah.
What did you find outside the box?
Exactly. Interestingly, we found out that what we used to think is cool, is ideal, is actually not what it is. We discovered that perception does not really match reality. We discovered that why we expect men to be superheroes, to be fearless, to be powerful, to be tough, men are saying sincerely they feel vulnerable, they feel frightful, they feel a need to be secured themselves. They feel that there's so much burden that society is putting on them. And why they are not speaking out, to say, look, enough is enough, they are finding other ways to express themselves. So what do? They take on to criminality. A lot of them go into drugs. Some of them come down with physical and mental health. Some of them, do all sort of things just to get away, hiding from the pressure. So they're looking for ways to mask their failures. So what we found is that there's a correlation between the undue pressure that we put on men and what we are seeing in their relationship. We talk about women being subjugated, women not allowed to, participate in decision making, exclusion from leadership, a lot of issues of violence, rape, and all of that. We actually discovered that these are consequences from some of the failures to meet up to societal expectations. So it's a very interesting study. I think for me it's very exciting because we are almost cracking the nut that has been a challenge for us.
So I was even reading in some of the findings that you people made, and you said it's one of the factors why women live longer than men. How did you come about?
Exactly. We actually found that a lot of men feel very pressured because they are not able to live up to expectation. For example, we find out that society feels that a man that does not have an income is not a real man, is not a valuable man. And because of that, a lot of men who, maybe because of economic situation, they are not able to get employment, maybe their businesses are not doing well, you find out that they become depressed. We actually found out that a lot of men are depressed. So you cannot isolate the challenge of high blood pressure that we have these days from some of these things. So you find out that because society expects so much from men, they are not able to meet up. You find out that a lot of them come down with all sort of things. In fact, some men say sometimes they feel like running away from home, because, we expect so much from them. Yeah.
So what is the way forward? I mean,
I think the way forward is that we need to begin to, if there's a word like reschool ourselves, we need to do a lot of reorientation. We've got to begin to define what we think an alternative ideal masculinity should be. And how do we do that? We believe that by modeling some of the people who have actually decided to defile the norm. For example, men who believe that, look, if I want to cry, I should cry. Men who say, look, I can't take all this responsibility alone. I need my wife to support me. And they are, and I mean, they are explicit about it. They are not ashamed. We should celebrate such men and model them as the ideal. We feel that a lot needs to be done, because if you discovered, even being a man is as a result of socialization, whether the one that happens within the school walls or the one that happens at home. And we feel that if we can redefine and remodel some of our curriculum, whether in schools, in religious institutions, I think we can begin to set a new mindset, that would augur well for both men and women, and the society.
We have to wait and see how that plays out, but you're saying we need to reorient ourselves.
Exactly.
With school, like you said, if that would exist, but it doesn't. But yes, we have to just wait out and see how that plays out, and see how men can be men that they are and they want to be, and they can come out and make that feeling.
Exactly. And so they don't need to be supermen, just be themselves.
All right, just be themselves. Thank you very much, Patient
Thank you.
Gender equality expert. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me
this afternoon and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
Well, that's where we are. We have to leave it here on this segment of the program. We do see your comments coming through our social media platforms. We'll take a look at some of them and also review the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Please stay with us.
The fifth most viewed video this week is that of families handing over their members suspected to be part of the dreaded Islamic sect, Boko Haram.
Final list of ministerial nominees.
In fourth place is the Senate President Bukola Saraki, reeling out the names that completed the partial ministerial list sent to the upper legislative chamber. Next up is former Governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, defending the award of bogus contracts during his time in office.
Truth be told, all of these things, nobody has alleged that I have corruptly enriched myself. And I couldn't be the master of all of computers, technology. I need something to do my work. And you make procurement in Senate. Who knows how much, who is involved in how much you buy biro and stationery?
Mr. President, in honor and coming in second is the drama that ensued when the publicity secretary of the APC faced senators to be screened as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Mr. President,
let me thank you, Senator Ashafa.
And topping the charts this week is former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi telling the Senate he has never taken a bribe in his lifetime.
Corruption is very difficult to define. If you're a public officer and you don't take bribe, I have never taken bribe in my life. But if they send a girl to you and you sleep with the girl and do that favor, you are corrupt.
Well, there you go. Those were the comments that you sent and also the videos that you watched the most on our YouTube channel in the past week. However, it is clear that the widely held ideas about masculinity and femininity remain as powerful as root causes of gender inequality and violence against women. But the good news is there are signs of change and indicators of what helps to spur change in a positive direction. We draw the curtains here on this edition of the program, but continue via the social media addresses showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Victor Matthias. Goodbye.